All right, so today we're going to do graph and linear inequalities. Today we're going to graph and linear inequalities. So the first thing we need to do is go through our steps. Just like always, I'm going to have steps for you, and you're going to make sure that you follow the steps, okay? So the first thing you need to be able to do is identify your B, which is your y-intercept. Okay, you're going to identify your B, which is your y-intercept. And your y-intercept is always the number that's by itself. Why you up? So when I did that, like the other 2 weeks I've been doing it, that's when you do that. You don't just get up in the middle of my class. All right, so B is the number that is by itself. Then you're going to plot B on the y-axis. Then you're going to identify the slope, which is M, in the inequality. And that's the number in front of X. You're going to identify M, which is the number in front of X. And then you're going to start at B. So it's just like when we were doing the graph and the linear equations. You're going to start at B. You're going to go up if it's positive, down if it's negative, and then your bottom number is your run. So you're going to go to the right if it's positive, to the left if it's negative. Okay. This next part is your key. This is what you're going to keep using to practice. You need to pick which sign you have below, then draw a solid or dashed line and shade above or below. Y'all had that all written before I put it up. All right, go sit over there. Y'all shouldn't be talking or doing anything. Kimberly, sit over here for today. Sit over here. Yes. I hope y'all know y'all missing on my video being late. All right, so right here we're gonna put below. We're gonna put BADS. The B stands for below, above, dashed, and solid. Well, not solid, just sit up here today. So our inequalities, they will either look like this, 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 this. So this one is supposed to be above and dashed. So your line will be a dashed line like this, and you will be shading above. Okay. This one is below and dash. So you have a dashed line and shade below. This one is a solid and shade above. This one is also a solid and it's shaded below. And we're going to do a couple of examples. Okay, this one is one of those special cases. I didn't write the steps for special cases again. You have them in your notebook already. Okay, you graph it just like you graph the other things. You just have to figure out if it's a solid or a dashed line. Okay, so this says x is greater than -3. So I'm going to the x-axis and going to -3. And this one always says x is always greater than -3. So I need to stay at -3. So it's going to be a vertical line through -3. Was it supposed to be solid or dashed though? Let's look at this inequality thing up here. That's the hardest things that I'll draw the line before I pay attention to see which one it's supposed to be. Okay, which one should it be? Is it this one? Is this the same one? It is. It is. So it's above and dashed. So it's supposed to be above and dashed. It's supposed to be dashed like that. So dashed and above. Now, when it's sideways, it's hard to kind of tell what's above, but realize above should be getting positive, it should be bigger. So if I'm looking at this, is it getting bigger to the right or getting bigger to the left on the x-axis? Which way is getting bigger? To the right or to the left? To the right. So I would shade it over here. So this will be above in this case, okay? Because it is getting bigger. This is at -3, then -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, bigger. So that's why it's this way, okay? All right, now this one is like what we just, like the example. I mean, like the notes. All right, so we need to identify our B first. What is our B? Our B is our number by itself. What is our B? Look over on that side. -3 is my B. Okay. So then I'm gonna go to the y-axis and go to -3. Then what is my M? What is my number in front of X? -1/4. Okay. And that -1 is telling me to go which direction?
Down.
Down. And the 4 is telling me to go which direction? Right. Put that phone up. That 4 is telling me to go to the right. Down 1 and to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look at the inequalities on your thing, on your notes, and look at the inequality that they gave you right here. Is it supposed to be solid or dashed? Solid. It is a solid line. Act like I went through my points. Solid. And then am I shading above or below? Above. I'm shading up there. All right, now let's look at the second page. The second page, so the two, where's three cells? But the what you're doing is just either you are gonna write the equation from the graph, and that's what we're gonna practice next, or they're gonna give you the equation and you're gonna graph it. So you're gonna do one or the other. Okay. So we're gonna go through doing it backwards as well. Okay. So remember how to write a linear inequality when given a graph. Remember, it's going to be y equals mx plus b, because you're going to write the equation this time. This one time they're going to give you the graph, you're going to write the equation. So you need to identify your b, count the slope, and then identify which inequality you're going to use. All right. I'm going to put the little symbol again right here. So we have b, a, d, s. This is below, above, dashed, and solid. And we got the examples to it. Below, shaded above, shaded below. All right, we're going to do two examples. And I snipped both of these straight from Excel. All right, so the first step is to find my B. Your B is your y-axis. If you look for where it's crossing the y-axis, so where does this line cross the y-axis? At -3. So B equals -3. So then I need to count my slope. So I need to find another point. Okay, so I need to find another point. I see one right here. Okay, even though this one looks close, it is not close. I mean, it's not at the intersection. So you want to make sure it's perfectly at the intersection. So I'm counting how I go from one point to the other point. So I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, is this line dashed or solid? Dashed. It's dashed. And is it shaded above or below? Above. Okay, so now we're going to write our equation. Our equation is going to always be y is something to m x plus b. So it'd be 4/5 x minus 3. I do need to figure out the inequality though. So I look at my symbols up here and look for the one that's dashed and above. Dashed and above. I'm gonna bring it back. What's this one? Dashed and above. It is greater than. So that's the one we are using because that's what we were looking for. Dashed and above. And then that will be our answer. As the second example, we have B. So what is our y-intercept? What is across the y-axis? And 5. Right here. And then we look for another point for our slope. So we can use 6, 0 as our slope. So we are going down. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's -5 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So -5 over 6. So is this solid or dashed? Solid. And are we above or below? Above. I'm gonna bring it back. We just need to see which one's solid and above. Is this one solid and above? No. Is this one solid and above? Yes. Yes, so that's the one we need. The answer will be y is greater than or equal to m, which is -5 over 6x, plus b, which is +5. Hurry it up.